What if your character is secretly a man? We don't know.
Uh,
Does he know?
Maybe
you
maybe she's
didn't.
in a disguise.
You didn't look up. You're telling me you didn't look up the lore of Sekimeiya already, SMH?
So true, King.
You don't know who stole the Sekimeiya?
Well, what if I stole it?
And
That would solve
and
everything.
okay, tell me how you did it.
Okay,
Tell
so
me.
I walked in. I released the gas. And then I accidentally fucked up, and I fell asleep on my own. And then now, when the doors are gonna happen, or when the doors are gonna open, I'm just gonna like break a window and just leave with the Sekimeiya. Simple as.
Break a leg.
Break a
Literally.
leg.
And step.
Wow, you actually like Yunjin Inferno?
Yeah, Yunjin is actually like so pretty. She's a good character.
I agree with that statement.
Red heat.
I remember when I was doing Genshin polls. Uh, we got I got Yunjin, and Zen and I just kind of stared in silence for like 10 seconds.
What we did? I don't even remember
We
that.
I
Yes.
remember this, right? So I remember thinking that the little balls on the top of her head are like ice cream.
Yeah, he kept telling me that over the phone
No
too.
way. No way. You think that's
I think
impossible?
that's impossible.
Red,
Average Turkish man when think impossible.
Dying.
why aren't you
Time
healing?
to
You
go back
gotta
to the book
heal.
room.
No, you can heal whenever you want. Just
Say
press
hi to
E.
Twitch bozos.
Hello, Twitch. I got a new
Why did you
Got the-
microphone.
change it?
I should just grab the book.
Yeah, just keep the heal.
Hello, Twitch. I got a new microphone.
No way. Inferno health. New
If you
mic.
have a new microphone, hmm, will we ever
Yes.
have a major
Yeah.
phone next time?
Yes.
Just go on about you. Get him out of here.
Just tell me when we're gonna begin, all right?
Right now, we're literally
Right
Are
now?
you
reading.
not watching Red the Hollow?
I'm watching both at the same time. I'll
That's
just make
possible.
fun.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I believe it. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I'm gaming.
He's
I'm gonna
gaming.
die next part.
Let's go. Wow, I like the fact that it literally takes 0 seconds to load into a save. Anyway, who wants to go first?
Inferno, go. You have the new microphone.
I'm eating.
Every single time
It's
we can
okay,
start
we'll
the
wait.
game.
It
No,
is
we
okay.
We'll wait.
can't.
We will
Yeah, we'll
wait.
wait.
Oh
This
my
way, Inferno
god.
will feel guilty about his actions because he's making
Yep.
everyone wait. In fact, Inferno,
Happy.
I'm gonna quickly shut down the window, okay? So that this takes even longer. One moment.
I hope you feel sorry about your actions. Think about eating next time.
Oh my god.
Perfect. Now I'm going to fucking die from the heat because I closed down the window.
Yeah.
I hope you feel
Yep,
happy
all
about
your
your
fault.
wrongdoing.
I'm
All your
pretty
fault.
happy. I'm pretty happy.
This is so sad. You're fucking evil, Inferno.
Freaking
You're
hell.
fucking.
Why was there a freaking mimic in the chest, bruh?
You're fuck.
Two of those chests have enemies. One of them has an item.
You could have told me this before I opened it. I got
I
jump
I
scared by
I
him. I was
did.
like, what
I did though.
the
You're fucking evil, says a Turkish man.
Yeah, that's what I
Bruh.
say.
Yeah. You're evil,
Look
Inferno.
at this.
You did not read
Okay,
Mineko.
Listen, man, just saying, Turkey, you guys have good tea, and that's about it.
I
Are
mean,
you gonna read
we
the
do have some good fucking tea, though.
Are you gonna read or not? You eating mumbling cretin.
You know, gluttony's a sin, right?
Yeah.
You know what, guys? I don't feel like playing this Sekimeiya anymore. Okay. Ugh. I didn't feel like saying anything else. A part of me thought that everything Sai was saying entitled pointless stint. What?
Hell nah.
A part of me thought that everything Sai was saying and
Entailed.
entailed.
You
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
illiterate
it
fuck.
shut up. Entailed pointless danger. I related to the interest, but not so much to his approach. In our situation, there was no reason for us to be endangered. It was something between Ashia and Zin, and we just been caught in the middle of it. Letting everything happen without giving our own input to strangers seemed like the smartest course of action. However, trying to piece stuff together on the side would probably not do any harm.
Although I hadn't
7.
reacted. Shut up. What Sai had said
No.
was intriguing. I'd let Suripo's words influence my thoughts with no opposition, but it was true that Kate had been the one who'd let us hear them. The first thing he'd said had been that Ashia had instructed them to talk to us without proving it at all. It hadn't sounded all that strange, but instead of telling the police what to let us know, Ashia could have said everything directly.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I literally don't remember a single name other than Sai and Kate, so I have no idea who
Okay.
Ashia is.
Ashia is like the people who own this fucking place, right? The
Oh,
fucking
right.
tower.
The
Suripo is a
company,
police officer we talked to on the
That's me.
the guy who's outside, yeah. And I guess that's all. Sai
Yeah.
is the white-haired Nagato guy.
I know Sai and Kate, of course. They're
Okay,
the
great.
bros. They're the low people.
Where was I? I think it was at the last one. Suripo had said that Ashia had told them about the communication method. Initially, the other side should have been picked up by Ashia, who had supposedly decided otherwise. Though, while there was room for suspicion, thinking that he might have been an actual corrupt policeman was probably absurd. If he had fed us false information, he would be exposed after we got out.
Hello, everyone. We are reading a visual novel.
Please
it's
join
called-
us.
I also got a new microphone.
Yeah,
so
also you got a
But
new
I
mic.
want to watch the rhythm game FPS
So
Brooklyn.
true.
This is so sad.
Go to your own cringe voice chat.
Okay,
This is like-
fine.
Okay, I'll-
Damn, he really they
I-
really just left like that.
I'm the cool guys. We're the cool guys. Come on.
We're the cool.
We
We're
don't
the
need
cool
no-
guys reading visual novels, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. 7 is it 7? Isn't you go?
Oh, right, that's me. I could feel my head getting cloudy. The tiredness was coming back, so I tried to cool off. Cool it.
Cool it. This
Cool
moment will be
it.
frozen in time.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Mashallah.
Okay.
Kikoken.
He does not say Kikoken. That's not one of
That's not
one of
Kaya's line,
Kaya's.
that's Shanli.
Kikoken is the only line I know from a fighting game.
It's not even a fighting. It's,
It's fucking
Kaya.
Genshin.
Genshin Impact. The
Oh!
black guy. The black.
I like how that's how you define Kaya. You know the Muslim character, Hassan al Kaya?
Ra-
That's him.
Yeah. Cryo black guy. You get to start the game. He's
Yeah,
like free.
protector of Islam, the last bastion.
Bro, I don't remember anything about Genshin.
Yeah, but you remember Yunjin.
Yeah, because he's the only good character in that game.
He lies. How about Ito, huh?
Well, Ito is gay. He's also good, but not as good as Yunjin.
Wow, you actually like a woman character more than the male one? Holy shit. This is a first. This is definitely a
This
first.
is the first.
The room is
Are there any
inspection-
other women you like? Like, legit?
No.
Oh,
No.
just Yunjin.
Okay, I do like other women, but do you mean like you like other women over male characters?
No, that's just like women that you like in fictional video games. Fictitious.
Yes, there are other women that I like in fiction.
Is it Arcade?
No, it's not Arcade. I actually hate Arcade.
Why? How about
because I
CL
hate-
then? I'm a CL fan too.
Yeah, I'm a CO fan.
Let's go,
She has-
my brother.
She canonically has a child breeding hips, according to Takashi Takeuchi.
Yeah, I saw that interview.
Okay, can we
Takuchi's
return to
literally me?
Can we return to Sekimeiya?
No.
I'm waiting for you guys. The room's inspection finished without anything missing. Once again, we silently moved on to the next one. After not talking for 2 weeks, my voice had easily come out in front of Sai, and as I thought, it was only Shiroya who I had difficulty talking to. Am I Shiroya?
Yes.
You are Shiroya. It's been a while, definitely. Since
Yeah,
I
you have
seen
you. Zen, you're the woman with blue
I
hair and
know,
pronouns.
I know.
that.
At the same time, the incident had let me think about something else after so long. It was likely I was trying to fill up my mind with it as I knew what would fill it otherwise.
Isla didn't look tired of repeating the same procedure. She ran to the door, eagerly awaiting Kate. I noticed that every room kept a specific theme. Before leaving, I glanced at the cabinets and seen a bunch of unimpressive white pieces, much smaller in size than the Sekimeiya. Labeled A5, the last crystal room in the hallway was left before the storeroom. When Isla turned the knob, we expected to be met with the same scene as the other rooms.
What are the chances that room is gonna have Naomi's corpse?
0%.
Got it.
I win.
Oh. The entire room was tinted black, and it was shaped differently. The ceiling and four walls had been deprived of their color, as a dry, dark coating had taken a hold of them. Every cabinet was covered by a curtain, but instead of bright red, they were gray, black, and purple, colors that removed all of their elegance. It was the same appearance the hallways bore. We immediately understood the smoke had also gone into the last room. We only found it a shocking sight because of what Kate had told us. I see, this makes a lot of sense.
What does? Didn't Kate say that the smoke hadn't been released in any other room?
Suspicious!
Kate, explain yourself.
Bro, can I not eat for 1 second? Am I
It's
not?
dot
allowed?
dot dot. You have to say dot
You
dot
have
dot like
You
physically.
had to say dot dot dot. Yeah.
Dot.
Great, good job.
Thank you.
Instead of clarifying himself, Sai moved forward. He stained his hand black by grabbing the bottom of a curtain, and without any care, he raised it to show us the interior of the cabinet it was protecting.
What? There isn't anything.
He kept doing the same with every cabinet, and the result was always the same.
I see. This is the room that was robbed. The gems found in the suitcase seems to come from these cabinets.
Yes, that has to be it, but the smoke.
You all remember what I said earlier, right? That this part of the
No.
plan didn't make a ton of sense. The gems were stolen without releasing a smoke in the room, which implied that there had been another goal behind the smoke. But it seems the smoke was released in the room too. Of course, that's required if they want to make it seem like those gems were the target. Whose turn is this now? Is it me?
Man. I'm eating.
Okay.
Nom 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 nom.
Nom 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 nom. Munchers.
No,
Let's
the
see.
lens-
We have one viewer, guys. Is that me or like somebody else? Who knows, right?
The lens of the single camera was stained black, showing that we weren't being recorded. The green line had been buried under the same blackness, but it was all still discernible. Yeah, discernible.
Yes.
Kate told us the places where the smoke was released. Oh, obviously, he wouldn't have said it if he hadn't been sure of it. So I believed him.
Um, I'm sorry, I must have made a mistake.
Fucking
He
nerd
must have,
emoji. No, I have no idea why you did that, but this settles it. This proves you were not in the security room when the alarm went off.
Side glanced at me. No. Ah, no. Side glanced at me to
What
let
are
me
you
know that
eating,
it's
dude?
incorrect. Candy.
Okay.
I was probably the only person aside from Kate who knew what he was talking about. What do you mean? Exactly. What do you intend to say now?
You didn't suspect it? This is about the fifth thing that confirms it, but this one lets me talk about it openly. After all, it also rules out a few things I talked about with Otski. I more or less understood why Sai had said that. Without inspecting every room, Kate had felt confident in saying that there are that only 3 different places had been attacked with the smoke, but he'd been incorrect. That indicated that he hadn't been behind the attack itself, or he wouldn't have been inaccurate. It let Sai confront him, since he no longer believed he was confronting Zin, but a mere suspicious individual.
Oh my god!
Why are you
You're
surprised?
Kate, of course you
Kate?
have dialogue.
Yeah,
What
of
are you
course you have
complaining about?
8,000. Yeah. You're not like me. I get one dialogue every 20 scenes.
Exactly.
What I'm eating.
That's like the
You-
that's like the Zen curse, right? Like every single game, you get like this one female character who never speaks except like, "Oh, Kazuma-sama." Like it's just
Hey,
one
man.
generic line.
All the more time for me to browse Twitter or something.
Ew, you have Twitter?
I have Twitter.
Don't?
No.
You
Are you
see,
crazy?
using Twitter is no longer cool because like Elon ruined it, so now is the perfect time for me to use it.
It's not even called Twitter anymore. It's called X.
Yeah, it's like a porn website now. Pretty funny.
It already was a porn website, to be honest.
It's true, just like Reddit.
Anyway, I don't know what you mean. How does this indicate in any way that I wasn't in the security room?
It's very simple, but let me ask first. Why did you say that only the hallways and the event room had smoke released in them?
I had been in time to inspect these rooms before I found the erroneous group. Every room I entered was clean, so I simply assumed it was the case with all of them. I shouldn't have made such an assumption.
Alright, this proves it further. You are not in the security room.
Dot dot dot.
You all get it too, right? Kate has said multiple times that during the time that smoke was released, he was locked inside the security room. He also claimed to have tried to monitor what the situation was on this floor by looking through the available cameras. Not only that, but he also said that he saw the smoke rising out of nowhere. I'm saying that if he really was looking through the cameras when the smoke appeared, he would have seen it being released here.
What? No, I was in a rush, so I never realized it.
I don't understand it at all. You were never in the security room and you never inspected the first floor. So then, why did you say that only 3 places had been hit by the smoke? Why were you so certain that you could say that despite being wrong?
Knows that mean? That was the
Yes.
same question I'd been wondering. If Sai was right, Kate wouldn't have said incorrect information he hadn't been able to verify, which meant that he had felt certain about the room's appearance without having seen it personally.
They're making
Kati
him
just
out to be like so suspicious and like Sai is always getting everything right. So I think like Kate is actually innocent at this point.
Probably, because he's the first suspect is generally not the
Yeah.
correct.
I think
Kati just
Inferno Akuro is gonna be the next suspect. Because we don't know
Uh,
anything about him.
Kati just like me for you spreading misinformation.
So true.
Your assumption is a mistake. I can explain what led to my wrong assertion. When I was in the security room, most of the cameras from this floor were displayed. It is true that I saw the smoke appear out of nowhere, but at the time, this room's camera was not being shown. Usually, monitoring the interior of a room isn't needed if another camera shows its door. Then I proceeded to look
God.
through all the other cameras, trying to determine what was happening. As you saw with your own eyes, some of them had been disabled because of the smoke. Oh god, excuse me. A black screen was all that I could see through them. So all these rooms, all that this what?
All that this room's camera showed was a black screen.
So all that this room's camera showed was a black screen. Okay. This means I was unable to recognize that one of the disabled screens will belong to this room. Since both hallways possess numerous cameras, I did not notice there was one too many black screens. Later, since I looked into most of the clean rooms, I wrongly assumed that they were all the same.
Okay.
Okay.
They just said okay,
Okay.
Sai, that's what Sai said
oh,
there.
not even like the full okay, it says O and K, like the 2 letters, and that's it.
Okay.
You might as well leave me at red, like at that point. Just ghost
We
me,
all
dude.
thought-
Come on.
It just goes. We all thought about it. Did what Kati said make sense? If it'd been here in their, if it'd been in their, alright, if it'd been in their places,
That's
it's likely.
IFIDBEN BEN
Shut the fuck up.
INTHEAER.
Oh my god. It's likely I would have believed it, but Sai and I had more reasons to think Kate had never been in the security room and that he was fabricating another lie out of nowhere. Are you really sure about this, Sai?
Absolutely. Now answer me this, riddle me this, Kate. At first, you saw the smoke being released through some cameras. To assess the situation, you looked at all the remaining pieces of this floor, and this room wasn't initially being displayed.
Correct. This is why I never saw the smoke appearing here.
Alright, so then you switch the display cameras. This means at some point you switched one of the cameras for this room's. You mean to say when you did that, you didn't realize that the smoke had also been released here?
Oh, I see what you mean. That eventually I must have chosen to observe the live footage of this room by manually selecting its camera, and that I would have noticed the black screen.
Yes.
It's understandable you think that, but no. That would have been slow and suboptimal in such a situation. Do you remember earlier when I looked through the cameras while talking to Suripo? The program that manages them lets me replace the 9 cameras being displayed at once for the ones that come next on the list. That's what I did. I was nervous and switched the cameras 9 at a time. I never consciously acknowledged that one of the new cameras belonged to this room. As I already said, I simply failed to recognize that there was an extra black screen. The crystal rooms all look very familiar, so I didn't really miss this one.
The shape of this one is completely different though.
To tell you the truth, it all threw me off. It all threw me off. The mere sight of the screens displaying nothing but black was disconcerting because they're equipped with night vision. I'd never seen them like that. I wasn't really thinking about the number of the crystal rooms.
Hmm.
Zed,
Why is it me?
because
Why
it's you.
me?
Kate's explanation was unconvincing. But there was nothing Sai could object to it with. At least, not without the computer suspension timer, which Sai didn't appear to be using for his argument. Kate hadn't addressed the event room either. If he had seen the smoke appearing in the event room, it should have been a given that our group had been trapped in the tower. But that wasn't what he said when we met. It was unbelievable that the event room wouldn't have been displayed on such a special day. If it really hadn't been, it meant that Kate had failed to notice one extra black camera, but 2. And it was still very questionable that he had stopped at Erina's group before ours. Everyone else looked dubious as well, but less so, as they hadn't yet entertained that possibility.
Not for a second I believe anything that you're saying.
I apologize for not being more convincing. I, under- I understand what you might find what I'm saying strange, but I promise all of you that I'm telling the truth.
So you switched all the cameras at once, and for some reason assumed only 3 pieces had been exposed to the smoke.
Yes, I saw the smoke appearing in the hallways, which disabled multiple cameras. I mistakenly assumed all of them belonged to the hallways.
And after that, despite not having looked through every room, you claimed that the smoke hadn't been released anywhere else but in the 3 places we'd all personally observed.
Correct. I apologize for my mistake. It seems it led you to suspect something about me, but I repeat that it was all a mistake I made in a rush.
Excuse you.
In a
Let me
sonic
be
rush.
clear. Hold on, I'm gonna be clear in 1 minute. There you go. See, I'm clear now.
Yeah,
No white,
I
no black
Let me be
filter.
clear.
I knew you were gonna do that.
I don't believe you, nor do I intend to do so. You are full of shit. However, I don't know why you told us that only those 3 places had been hit, and it's pissing me off. Do you remember what you said when you left the lobby door open? As Atsuki said, it must have been opened after the smoke had been released, since almost none had gone through it. Do you still maintain that?
Yes, of course.
Well, when you said that, I looked at the hallway A door. That one was properly closed.
And
According to you, after you left the security room, you ended up where we were without going through the event door. If you'd done that, you would have gone through the lobby, so you should have opened both doors.
which is what I did.
And why did you leave the hallway A door closed, but not the other one?
Because the 3 of you were unconscious in hallway B, and I hurried to kneel beside you.
Sure, I imagined you say that. However, if you really opened that door, what I find most likely is that you didn't come from the security room, and that you never went through the other one. Maybe it was Naomi who opened it, and you had to say it had been you because of the movements you already claimed to make.
You're ridiculous.
Okay, but if you never looked at the cameras or entered the rooms, why the hell did you say say something that could easily be wrong? Were you misinformed about the plan you took part in? That's what would be ridiculous.
I already told you what happened. If you find it hard to believe, there's nothing else I can do. 7.
Uh-huh. There were a few seconds of silence during which nobody knew what to say. In the background, Isla ignored us and kept looking through the cabinets, hoping something had been left behind. Irina followed everything she did with her eyes, obviously unwilling to needlessly engage in the barrage Sai was firing off.
You know,
I'll be right back. Read for me for a second.
it is possible you're right. It's possible that not having noticed the extra black screen on the missing crystal room is too unlikely, even under the stress of not knowing what was happening.
Oh my god.
What if this room was clean at that time? It has already been a long time since I looked through the cameras. The smoke could have been released here afterward. This won't contradict anything, and it might make even more sense than what I first believed.
This is your revised lie? Do you intend to make us believe that? Really?
Well, I don't know why that would have been done, but you can't deny just because you find it unlikely. It could very well be that it happened after I left the security room. The rooms all look very similar, so maybe I did see this one when I looked through the cameras. But I'm not sure. I don't know which of the two possibilities I'm presenting is the correct one.
Uh, you see, Kate, have you ever heard of the term whataboutism?
It's so true, though.
You know very well they're both incorrect, but yes, I can deny the second one.
How would you do that?
It has to do with something very important. Normally, I would have brought it up straight away. It makes the whole situation much easier to understand. Remember the two questions from earlier? Why the gemstones were stolen, and how they were brought outside before the alarm went off? I'm fairly sure the answers are, respectively, to make it seem like they were the goal of the attack, and because they were stolen before the time we fought. I'm basing this on the fact that the curtains here were lowered when we entered. Most importantly, they were stained with the smoke. This means that during the time the smoke was released, the cabinets were covered. If, as the Asha family thinks right now, when the smoke was being released, someone stole the contents of these cabinets, why would they have dropped the curtains back down? No way they would have all fallen down by themselves. You all see what I'm saying, right? It would have been a pointless waste of time to lower them after the smoke was released in this room. The curtains weren't moved. Or to put it simply, the gemstones that were once here were stolen before the smoke was released. That is why someone was able to bring them outside before the exit closed.
I suppose that makes sense, but how did they do that?
You tell me. What's important is that they could have been stolen during the night. Then, before the exit closed, they were brought out. By releasing the smoke here too, they tried to give off the illusion that the gems had been stolen at a later time, and that they had been the target of the attack. What you're saying makes sense, but I still have a hard time visualizing how this plan works. Me too. A very important thing is that we don't know yet whether the alarm was taken into consideration. It said it was a top secret alarm, right?
Yes, I believe it's nearly impossible that Zin designed the plan with it in mind.
If you're right, that means that the smoke here couldn't have been released after you left the security room. That would only have been done if they'd known the exit would get locked.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
He is
I
spitting,
believe
Sam.
you're right.
Sai is rap god again.
Oh my god. I believe you're right. If they didn't know about the alarm, they would have not delayed the attack on this room. The smoke would have been released everywhere at once.
Exactly.
Can I say something?
No.
We're only assuming the gems here was stolen before the time of the attack because the curtains were down. That makes sense, but wouldn't they have thought of it?
That's true. If Zin didn't know about the alarm, they must have expected Ashia to rush in right away. Then they would have seen the lowered curtains, which wouldn't have made them think that those gems were the goal. Yeah, after all, they only believe that because they don't have access to the tower. Isn't it as if the alarm was working positively for the culprit? Zen?
I'm eating apples.
Oh,
Oh
why is
my
everyone eating
God.
tonight?
Yes, like I said, like Sai said, the curtains indicated that the gems weren't stolen after the release of the smoke right away. There's no way Zin would have ignored it, right?
Not if they didn't know about the alarm if they did. And the intent was to simply let Ashia trust that they believe what they believe until the tower unlocks. It doesn't matter what we figured out. After all, it's not like we can contact the outside to tell them, right?
You're wrong. Then they would have had no reason to release the smoke here.
I'm not sure. We did have the chance to talk to the police, but it happened before we came here. I'm saying this was done to trick Ashia into thinking the gems were the goal. However, I also think that the plan was somehow end by stealing the Sekimeiya, which will directly reveal that the gems were never the goal. It could definitely be that the smoke was released to trick us, the people who got trapped. It greatly depends on what the plan relies on.
My dick.
Okay?
What was this?
Zenchi.
Okay.
So Zen is your
There were,
dick, or like did they just like change plans on the spot?
there were a few seconds of silence. Would Zin have put so much effort into deceiving us? It didn't sound likely, but it was true that we had a method to contact the outside and could have informed Ashia of every suspicious detail we'd noticed. It was strange, because if the culprit had always been able to disable the communication method, there would have been no point in trying to trick us.
Do you actually believe the alarm was considered?
Who knows? If the gems were stolen during the night, there is some method Zen are capable of. They'd leave the curtains lowered to prevent their interiors from being seen through the cameras so that the visitors couldn't see them before 9:10.
I wasn't the guard on duty last night, so I can't help you with that.
Hmm.
Oh God,
Well, they
I'm
were forced
dying.
to leave the cabinets covered, but doing so also indicates that the gems were stolen before the doors were open to the public. I don't know why, but I approach it from so different angles, and I can't form a plan that works well. In some ways, these gems must have only been a side part of the plan. Having been stolen before the smoke was released is close to confirmation, but how everything pieces together is not as simple to figure out.
Uh, I apologize. To give me more help. I've listened that this is Zin's doing, but I don't know what they intend to do. I'm equally clueless when it comes to how these gems could have been stolen before this morning. Sai, I know you don't believe much of what I say, but I have been honest from the beginning. I have just been trying to help and provide you with as much information as I can.
Is that so?
While everyone stood still, Sai began to examine. Actually, wait, yeah, no, this would be me.
Mhm.
While everyone stood still, Sai began to examine the room. Although it looked drastically different from the others, only the illumination and shape varied. It was still a simple room that only contained cabinet.
Hmm. I don't think there is much to do here. Every cabinet is empty, and the same kind of smoke was released, most likely at the same time as in the other places. We should move on.
Yeah, let's
Oh
get going.
God, what did I do?
What did you do?
Chicken Invaders changed my screen resolution.
Why are you playing Chicken Invaders?
Rise, Phoenix!
Okay. Ayla seemed happy with the proposition as well. We all agreed and left quietly to avoid any more conflict.
Wait, wouldn't that have been me? Anyway, Only the storeroom remained in hallway A. We tried to enter it together, but it was too narrow for all of us. Even for Isla, it was a stretched out, dim room, which with missing textures for some reason.
Yeah, they forgot to load them in.
CP orange
Gmod.
CF2.
Yeah, dude,
Gmod.
bro didn't have source downloaded.
bro, bro was missing the Counter Strike source textures.
Why does Gmod need source files to function? I never got
Because
that.
people who make maps want to use source textures for no reason. Yeah, I don't know why.
Why?
I just downloaded like a mod that will just get rid of them. It was pretty good. Anyway, it was a stretched out dim room. While the name implied that its purpose was to store things, the space didn't allow for much of that, and it only contained a few empty shelves and a dusty couch that looked dangerous to sit in. Even its door was of lower quality than the rest.
I exited the room as Akira and Erna entered it. Sai seemed to be enjoying himself, considering different options in an attempt to quote-unquote win. If we parted from the assumption that there was a plan more complex than meet the eye, I had something to consider.
Oh, it's
Did you though?
it's that same song again.
We all had assumed that the gems had been stolen before the smoke had been released since the curtains had been lowered. If anyone had stolen the gems after the attack, they would have had no reason to waste time lowering the curtains again.
Hmm.
However, that was a very simple indicator of the time the gems had been stolen, and one that would not have been ignored. So, what if the curtains had been lowered again precisely for that reason? To make us, or anyone who looked at it, think that it had been stolen before the time of the attack. After all, anything else would have been the culprit's mistake. I couldn't think of an immediate reason, but misleading us about the time or reason behind an action was a powerful move. The effect would never have been achieved if they truly stole them during the night and left the curtains down. But realistically, even though Zin could have been involved, how how could they have emptied so many cabinets during the night? Hadn't the police been nearby? And the cameras been monitoring everything? Before I could determine if there was a better conclusion to reach, everyone left the storeroom. Kate returning last. We didn't all have to we no. We didn't all have to enter. There isn't anywhere to hide here.
What's this room even for? It's called the storeroom, but there wasn't much inside, and I doubt it'd be of much use of how small it is.
Things have been stored here before, but it's sure that now it looks like a useless room. I heard that this room already existed before this building started to be used for business, and it was too small to give it any other purpose.
I see. So you're telling me that the Ashia family is dumb, because they are the ones who literally built this tower, and they literally never looked at the plans and said, yeah, why do we have this room over here? Got it. That makes perfect sense.
I'm not sure if it's built by Ashi actually. I don't remember.
I mean, it is their tower, right? I feel as though they would have, like, had the building plans beforehand, whoever they contracted. And they would have probably looked at, like, how the room was going to be on the inside of the place, the building, whatever. You get what I mean.
No, I actually don't.
Okay, sure. Your loss. Anyway, I think this is you, Zen.
No, this
Me?
is
No,
you.
it's you.
Just me? Okay. The door didn't
You're
look
so
that different from the others. However, once you opened it, the room would detract from the elegance the place usually had. I figured that when the building had been repurposed, they must have replaced the door but left its inside unchanged.
So, we're halfway done with this floor. Maybe we'll find something in hallway B.
To get there, we stepped into hallway C for the first time, which contained the stairs and the elevator to move through different floors.
What's this?
Something immediately caught our attention.
It's a Pokemon.
Clips
Who's
from
that
the
Pokemon?
It's a suitcase, Kate. You fucking idiot.
Yes, what is it doing here?
So that's you in
Oh
front,
my
right?
god,
Yeah,
oh my
no longer
god.
me. Yep,
He,
GG's.
he just read one line.
That's the power of browsing Twitter.
Oh my god.
Backseat gaming.
We all approached it. As I had said, a small conspicuous black suitcase lay in the middle of the hallway next to the wall.
There's a bomb in it. Let's see. There might be something inside. Bro really just said, let me just open this suspicious suitcase.
So I went ahead and uncollapsed it. He opened it up on the floor and exposed its interior.
Nothing?
Whatever it was, Naomi already took it. Just saying.
Oh no, he changed his position.
Yeah.
Bro really just said right click flip image. That's disappointing, but I suppose otherwise they wouldn't have left it there.
Did you see this when you looked through the security cameras?
I think
That's
this is
up.
me.
7.
Erna looked at Kate. The cameras in the hallway hadn't been touched, so Kate should have been able to look through them. He didn't.
Right, I would have told you if I had.
No, it's because you didn't fucking look at the cameras.
I see. Does that mean that it was left after we woke up?
No, of course not. Did you not hear anything I said? He never looked through the cameras.
You're still going with that? I guess you'll never change your mind.
I understand you
I gotta
can't
s-
say what you saw. This suitcase because it'd be suspicious if you hadn't told us. But stop trying to reinforce your lie. It's kind of pathetic, to be honest.
I gotta say, it's Giga Chad of Kate to just kind of ignore whatever like Sai says. Like, you don't believe me? I don't care.
To be frank, both are kind of giga chats.
Yeah.
If you really hadn't seen anything, it would mean that someone was here after or right before we woke up. It's not impossible, but I don't find it more likely than you lying.
What the fuck is a super mecha champ?
I know. Kate looked at us. He was asking if we all thought the same, and no replies were heard.
Hmm.
Look. Look at where the cameras are positioned. A bit of smoke covers them, but not enough to block the image completely. No, 7, this is you.
What do you mean?
It changed twice.
It did change twice. It did change twice.
It's-
7. It changed twice.
The parrot chicken invaders.
The power of chicken and me.
There's a background that
Oh,
matters.
oh wait, this is
It's still you, by the way. I don't know what you're waiting for.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna have like one line in this page, and it's gonna be the
Yeah.
funniest shit.
The one encompasses the bathrooms, but there's a but actually no, I guess just like if they enter the bathroom, but not like in the actual bathroom. Because that'd
Can you
be
imagine
because
Kate
that
just like looking at naked women in the bathrooms? He just stares at them. The Sigma male grind set. Free nudes every day.
and the other records, the staircase and the elevator. The middle section didn't show it at all. And if the suitcase was here, I wouldn't have seen it. That's why none of us saw it earlier when we briefly looked through the monitor.
I figured you'd say that, but it's only an excuse. If it is as you say, and that you inspected this floor, there is no way you never came across it.
No, it is exactly that. I inspected part of this floor and didn't see it. Not because I didn't come here, but because as I said, by then, I wasn't here yet.
I see. It's a shame that the recorded footage just so happened to stop being recognized.
You're right, that's unfortunate. It'd be an easy way to prove myself.
Who's this?
Then
Sai and I had kept examining the suitcase, but he still hadn't found anything. No smaller compartments appear to exist. So it was actually empty.
Kinda sussy. Look, I can see traces of the smoke. Oh right, there is no way it was hit directly though. Yes, perhaps it made contact with it before it had fully faded. I'm not sure.
Why was it left here then? If it happened after you look around, it's only telling us that someone else is still here.
But where do you know that? It must have been Naomi. After she did something, she must have wanted to get rid of this and didn't care about leaving it here. It makes sense that she would have disabled the security system before dropping it.
That's stupid. The footage is still being recorded, so I doubt she'd care about us not seeing her, especially given that leaving the suitcase after we woke up tells that she's here.
7, I think.
The culprit
7.
must have wanted to get rid of the suitcase as soon as possible, since it's linked to the robbery attempt. Sreepov did tell us an individual was found outside of the black suitcase, so being seen with one wouldn't be desired. If Kate is telling the truth, it means that whoever left it here could have been only Naomi or an unknown culprit. That's technically another possibility, but it is too ridiculous to consider it seriously. When we make to the mechanical room, you all stay together, right?
For better or
That-
worse, I had been thinking the same. Yeah, nobody left the security room.
You want to suspect us openly? Did you two get separated at all when you left?
Now that you mention it, yes. I went to the mechanical room, while Otsky said he would inspect the rest of this floor.
What?
It was a
Mm.
strange sensation, seeing everyone turn to me while I silently waited for Sai to retract what he said.
He's messing with you. Probably, we didn't get separated.
You aren't being funny.
Not funny, didn't laugh. Well, I'm just surprised you didn't find us suspicious.
Why would we? Even though you left, it's not enough of a reason.
Ah, no, that's not what I meant. I think you have a good reason to suspect us. Don't you remember when we got back? We said we'd gone to the bathroom, didn't we?
Did you? I didn't hear you under the desk.
I bet you regret not accusing us first, then. Did we go to the bathroom and miss the suitcase? It could be Kate who was right and wasn't here yet. Don't take him seriously, we didn't go. Of course, Kate wouldn't really tell the truth, would he? Admittedly, we were a bit late, so we agreed that we'd say that we weren't suspected of anything. We never came here, but I knew we should have, didn't I tell you?
You accused me of lying and immediately admit to have lied yourself. Your arguments keep
Dude.
falling apart.
So far, this entire game is like we go to a new scene and like Sai looks at a wall and there's like one part of the wall is a very slightly different shade of the color than the rest of the wall, and he's like, "Yep, this confirms Kate killed a man here."
Well, this
Okay.
whole game is just Kati versus Sai.
Yeah, and then they just argue that for 8 years, and they go to a different room, and then Sai does the same thing. Yep, Kate raped a woman here.
We don't really have a way to know when this was left, but I'd say it's unlikely if it wasn't one of us. It must have been left by the people behind the attack. Right, and most likely before we woke up. There could be a reason why they had to leave it here.
Like what?
No clue.
Alright, you exist.
I'm only saying that because the smoke wasn't released here. Even though this exact spot isn't recorded, whoever left the suitcase must have been seen by one of these two cameras. If you wanted to dispose of something incriminating, I'd say you do it in a place without cameras, and there are many.
That's true. If it was left after Kate inspected this floor, whoever did it is back to hiding.
Which is why we should keep investigating. Let's finish checking the crystal floor and move up.
Who?
I genuinely do not know. I'll just
Alright.
read it.
Time to okay, sure, just read it.
The bathrooms were empty, so we were ready to move on. Regarding the suitcase, we weren't sure what to think, but we didn't take it with us.
Though I will say I prefer the Sai versus Kate 1v1s to the lore dumps that the characters have.
That is
So
correct.
I feel like the 1v1s are a lot more fun to listen to.
Actually, Mr. Kate, have you ever heard of the term ad hominem? That's what you're doing right now.
Shut the fuck
Whataboutism. No, that's whataboutism. That's appeal to authority fallacy. I'd suggest you read a book.
read a book. Look, the location where it had been left was the only information we had to work with. I didn't want to think too deeply into every detail, but something came to mind. It could be that Kate was right this time. The location someone chose to leave the suitcase was one we hadn't yet been in. If the culprit left it there before we woke up, I can't think of a reason why they wouldn't have left it one of the two vertical hallways. After all, at first glance, the plan only involved them and the event room. No point was necessary to enter hallway C with dangerous security cameras.
I felt someone might have been nearby and had known that we hadn't yet been in hallway C. They chose it so that we couldn't be sure it hadn't been there the whole time. If they'd known we couldn't access the saved footage anymore, they could have tricked us into thinking that. If they had left it in one of the two parallel highways, we would have immediately known that it hadn't been there before. In addition, the spot wasn't in range of any of the cameras, so we couldn't have seen it while we'd been in the security room. But that idea had a flaw. The trick wouldn't work on Kate, who had already inspected that part of the floor. However, there are many reasons to believe that had been a lie. The culprit could have known that Kate hadn't been in hallway C, and unaware he had lied about it. They had placed the suitcase to trick him as well. There weren't many better places to do that. It was true that upper floors existed, but according to Kate, they weren't open to the public. No matter the way I thought about it, it was strange that it had been left in a room without cameras like the storeroom.
I thought about it as we entered the hallway B, and an ominous feeling hit me. If I was right, someone else trapped there was still very close to us. Hey, new scene get owned. Oh, new scene again. 7 go.
We walked to the first room, which had a sign stuck on its door. When we removed the smoke dust on it, we saw an image of a mop and a bucket.
Wow. As you can see, the cleaning card is left here when it's on use alongside cleaning products and
Why are
items.
you telling us this? This is literally not important in the slightest. Oh yeah, we have cleaning products in here. It's like he's doing like a fucking introduction. He's like a fucking real estate agent going around the fucking house. Oh yeah, this is the poolside. You can like bring your children here and do barbecue. That is the bedroom. We have like fucking emerald bed frame.
I mean, at this point, if he doesn't say anything, then Sai's gonna be like, "Oh, but you didn't mention what products you guys had."
I mean, that is also a good point.
I mean, he didn't mention what products.
Yeah, exactly. Get him, Sai.
Yeah, if you were the real security guard, you would have known what kind of cleaning products were in the fucking cleaning room, because you worked here for years. The fact that you don't know means that you're an imposter who actually disguised as Kate and is currently working for Zin. Haha, got him.
Oh my god. Yeah, there was probably nothing important here. It's not a big room.
Akro was the first to step inside and glanced around. As he'd said, the room was small and only served the clear purpose of storing cleaning materials. After stepping in and out, we all agreed and moved silently to the crystal rooms in hallway B. We had the first one in front, B6. Once Kate and Isla made sure nothing was off, we moved to the next door.
This is the staff room, right?
We're gonna find something sussy in here.
Yes, visitors are not supposed to go, but it's not law.
So we can't go in?
Don't worry, the circumstances deem it necessary. Kate opened the door. Behind it, we saw another small room, different than all the others we'd been in.
I gently opened the door.
Every staff member has their own space here.
This
We
is
use
not a
it.
staff room. This is a locker room.
I
I
have
feel
some
like
funny news for you guys.
Yeah,
It's been 54 minutes since we started.
crazy.
It is
I
That's
feel like
crazy.
I'm gonna turn around and there's gonna be uh, got the wrong club.
You
Another
took
club
the
2
wrong
blocks
house,
down.
fool. Okay, what are
What?
the chances that in one of these fucking...
Hold on.
What is he cooking?
Look at this.
Let me take a look at the map in the meantime. So we are currently in the staff room. That makes sense. We were here. Now we were here. I think we went here, and then we're gonna go over here.
I
And
feel like
here,
this is
and then
what
here.
I feel like this is what's gonna happen. Look at the video I sent.
Okay.
This video is age restricted.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Do I turn out the sound in the stream so that what Twitch doesn't hear it, if it's like bad? Oh, I know this.
Age restricted.
There's a reason why it's age restricted, because the guy's literally wearing like fucking BDSM gear on himself.
Good.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Leatherhead.
I feel like that's what's about to happen right now.
This guy gonna be fucking Naomi, the white shirt guy?
Let's go. Why don't you
It's
get
not.
leather stuff? I'll show you who's boss in this gym.
Okay, I'll show you who's boss in this gym, he says. Very, very nice. Anyway, Inferno, read!
I already read it.
No, you did not.
Oh my god.
Woo,
Every
you did
time
not read it.
Literally just read it.
Gaslighting is not real, Inferno. You didn't read it. Read it now.
Oh my god. I'm being racist though.
I'm waiting.
Every staff member has their own space here. We use it to leave and pick up personal objects, and it's where we leave our uniforms before heading off. There, are you happy?
Yes, very, very happy.
I see. So the belongings of some employees are in these lockers.
No, you don't say.
Wow, Shiroya finding the most creative
Exactly.
things to say every single time. She like literally never speaks, and then when she does, it's like, oh yes, the floor here is made out of floor.
Good, I'm gonna read your line.
Okay. Isla soon stopped looking interested, but for the rest of us, it was the most interesting room yet.
Yes, but everyone tends to lock theirs. No, it
Let's
tends to
see
lock
if
theirs.
one is open.
Zen?
I'm not sure. We might get in trouble.
It's possible devices such as phones are kept here. Finding one could be incredibly useful.
As I said, they're not usually left open. You can check if you want.
If
So
I
I
know
went
me,
ahead
what
and
it
tried every open locker. Shortly,
What did you say, Zen?
I was gonna say we were gonna find Naomi in one of these lockers.
Oh.
That's what I was gonna say.
Then why did you say it?
Because I was about to say it in a second. Whatever. He acted before I did, unfortunately.
Skill issue.
It is a skill issue. Sile went ahead and tried to open every locker. Shortly, we confirmed that Kate was right. They were all locked tight.
You have your own locker, right? Do you keep anything that could be useful in it?
No, they do allow us to bring phones in as long as we keep them here, but I never bring mine. Right now, the only thing in my locker should be my coat.
Oh yeah, guys, I know that I have like a locker, but I like just don't bring my phone. I just don't like using phones. Trust me on this. Trust me, I just don't use phones for some reason. Can we see it?
You want to see my coat?
Yes. Partly, yes. But I also want to see the lack of other things.
Do you still think I'm lying? Very well, it's good that this is something I can easily prove. This is me, I think?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes.
Kate took a few keys out of his pocket. One of them was the one he'd used to unlock the security room.
The order doesn't matter anymore.
He inserted a small one into a locker and turned it. Without a problem, he opened the door and showed us what was inside. You can only see a code, but Kate went ahead and brought it out to show that nothing else was hidden behind it. He went as far as to show us every empty pocket.
Bro, he is so pissed, Kate. He's like trying to hide it right now. Like, bro, he really just like fucking. You know how they can like make the pockets go backwards if you like pull them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like that's what he's doing. His code has like fucking 6 pockets. He goes through every single one, like makes them go the fucking reverse way, and like just shows everyone. Oh, this is empty. This is empty too. That is crazy.
Bro, that's crazy. You see? I understand it's easy to suspect me, but I've only been telling you the truth.
One truth doesn't make up for all the previous lies. Certainly, if the contents of your locker were harmful to you, you would have claimed to not have any.
I really can't make you happy. Do you have more requests that would prove my sincerity?
No, not really. Kate had put the code inside and locked the mechanism. All the lockers were tall and had an extra smaller compartment in their upper part. 3 horizontal bars could be seen in the metallic doors, slits that allowed us to somewhat see the interior of these smaller compartments. However, I couldn't spot anything of importance, as the darkness concealed what was in them.
Everyone was listening closely to the conversations between Kate and Sai. Sai kept reiterating that Kate was openly lying to us, so they must have wanted to form their own thoughts. Sai knew nothing would be found inside the locker, so I suspect he wanted to see that code. If it was the same one he'd seen Kate wearing in the lobby, it could back up his identity. Since he didn't react to it, it's fair to assume it was the same one. But it doesn't settle anything. One extra step of his impersonation plan could have involved changing the locker's contents while we were unconscious.
Could there have been a way to force open the lockers? One of them must have been Naomi, so it'd be interesting to look inside it.
What? No, please don't think about that. There are no tools to do it with, the lockers are very sturdy, and I'm sure Asya would not be happy.
Similarly, I'm not happy spending 12 boring hours here without getting to conclusions. Right now, Naomi is very suspicious.
And what if she is? What do you think you'll find inside her locker? I'm letting you overstep a little. You shouldn't be allowed in this room, but I will not permit greater violations. Please get this idea out of your head.
I'll
Based.
keep thinking whatever I want, but I agree. It'd probably be a worthless hassle. If Naomi's the culprit, she must know how suspicious she is, so she wouldn't have left anything relevant in her locker.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Is this me?
Yes.
Isla tugged at Erena's clothes.
Let's go. There's nothing in here.
I'm so talented.
Why are you so talented, huh?
Because I've read one line as a narrator.
Yep, he's so good.
Best narrator of all time.
So
My
true.
turn?
Yes.
Okay. We kept moving at a good pace until we had searched through the remaining 5 crystal rooms in hallway B. They all looked the same, and nothing felt out of place.
This is it. We know that if someone was hiding, it wouldn't be easily to find them. It wouldn't be easy to find them.
Yeah, it's already 10 past 10. One more person is confirmed to be with us, so if she hasn't appeared yet, she must not intend to show herself.
Sai and I considered that Naomi's body might have been hidden. If that's what happened, it's likely no one else is hiding. The main point that indicates otherwise is a suitcase. But if Kate lied about it, he could be who hid Naomi. We'll have to move up then. We might find something up on the high floors.
Our priority should be to understand the structure of this place and find Naomi. We have many hours to go after that, which won't make it easy for anyone to stay hidden.
Excuse me. We approached the hallway C staircase.
Only employees ever go to the other floors. The structure of this building is like this. Right now, we are on the crystal floor. The 5 floors above us are offices, and they were empty during the attack.
Why are there so many offices?
When the structure of the building was first expanded, it served the purpose of containing many offices that were for Ashia. This was before they thought of using the lowest floors as a sort of museum. That was the case for a while until the perception people? What?
Perception people had of this place.
Oh, until the oh right, I'm so dumb.
Illiterate ass.
Me when I don't read to the end of the sentence. Until the perception people had of this place shifted to what it was now, the single remaining entity of Ashia in Yushibana and a tourist attraction spot. Point. Nowadays, not many people who work in the offices remain, and they closed entirely just this December. Ashia doesn't make much use of them anymore, so they might disappear and be reworked eventually. The 7th floor is the Ashia floor and called the attic. I explained about it earlier.
Can we go in there?
There's no way. As I said, I've never entered it, and only a handful of people who remain here have. Ashia are very fond of it, and since it's where they once lived, or at least that's what they say, regardless of the reason, they want to preserve it well.
How would we be getting in?
Like most places, you enter with a key. One that I don't have.
I don't know what this is. 7 go.
Okay, sure.
7 go.
Kate pointed his finger up the stairs, where our door prevented us from making it all the way up.
I have the key for this one since it only keeps us from access to the offices.
He walked up and inserted another key of his in the keyhole. As he'd already done twice, he turned it. Unlike previously, however, the door didn't appear to smoothly unlock.
What? It's not letting me.
Hold on.
Sire stepped up to him, twisted the knob, and pushed the door forward.
It was already open, you fucking bozo.
Oh, that's strange. Sometimes this door is left open, but it's weird that it was now. Nobody has worked upstairs for 2 weeks.
That's not really strange. Nami also had the key, right? It just means that she probably opened it, or that someone did it with their key. If it was you, you're not very good at remembering whether you locked the door. I'll pointlessly ask again so you guys can understand it better. Kate, you did not see anyone when you looked through the security cameras, right?
Correct?
Then, once again, that's strange. It's very likely someone unlocked this door and went through it. If they wanted to hide from us, they wouldn't have done so on this floor, meaning it's likely they went up some floors before we woke up while you were allegedly in the security room.
You won't stop trying to find ways to frame me, will you? I don't believe you're right. They would have known what's inside the security room and must have only gotten up when they saw it and left it.
I think this is Inferno? Is it?
Me?
Yes.
Oh. Kate was right. Sai's thoughts operated on the assumption that Kate had been in the room, so he hadn't considered that simple angle.
Well, let's go up. I bet the person we're searching for is currently above us.
We began to climb up the stairs.
Can we take the elevator? There's a lot of stairs to get to the top, right?
The elevator, I'm not sure that'd be appropriate.
We all slowly stepped down. We had entirely ignored the elevator.
There shouldn't be an issue.
The elevator door was fully metallic, so we weren't able to see the inside without opening it. Next to it was the button to call it with, and nowhere did it indicate whether it was being used or on which floor it was situated. Kate called it quietly. Many seconds later, the button lit up for a second, indicating that the elevator had arrived. Then Kate opened the door, exposing an empty and narrow interior. It wasn't on this floor, so it took a while. It must have been pretty high up.
That doesn't mean anything, does it? It could have been up here before today's event even started.
You're right. Kase, do you happen to know where the elevator should have been?
Not at all. I didn't have the night shift and I didn't see it being used.
It'd be good to know when it last moved. Doesn't this elevator bypass the door in the middle of the staircase?
Yes, it does.
Then what's the point of locking it?
I just said that it's not unusual for it to be left unlocked. In the past, when the offices were actively used, the measures were stricter. Since nothing ever happened, everyone started to be more lenient, often leaving the door unlocked. Similar change occurred to the elevator. Look inside.
This is
Uh,
no, this is Inferno.
Me. We all peeked in. Wakati was referring to above the floor buttons. Keyholes is the key needed to make the elevator move? In the past, you needed the same key that opens the door to make it to the floors 2 to 6 from here. That regulation was removed once people complained that served no purpose since the door would continuously be left open. However, this other keyhole is still mandatory. To reach floor 7, the attic, special key is needed. The same key opens the door that leads up to it. So we'll all be able to use the elevator to move freely through floors 1 through 6. Yes.
Yes.
Ella hopped into the elevator by herself, causing Erina to gasp slightly.
This is interesting, actually. What is? Well, whoever went up to hide from us used the door instead of the elevator.
You're right, they wouldn't have had to.
I don't think so. At least, if it's true that it should have been locked, by leaving it unlocked, they're telling us they don't possess the key. They possess the key. Nami wouldn't do that purposely, because it places suspicion on her. It's possible someone who's not a staff member unlocked the door. I see what you mean, but there could have been a reason why they didn't use the elevator instead. For example, well, if the elevator wasn't on this floor, and the culprit knew it while in a hurry, they would have gone through the door instead of waiting for the elevator to arrive. I suppose so. It's a bit strange they didn't lock the door behind them, but there's any number of reasons for that. This should help us visualize the culprit's movements a bit more. Are we gonna go up?
Don't be impatient, we can't all go up at once.
With Kante keeping the door open, I was able to see why he'd said that. Inside the elevator was a sign indicating the number of people that could board it before the wait could prove a problem.
Only 4 of us can be inside at once. It's a fairly old elevator. The stairs aren't long, so let's walk up.
No, I wanna use the elevator.
We hadn't yet an issue with Isla's behavior, so we didn't want something so trivial to put an end to that. Sweetie, come on, we're not in the best position to demand anything.
I wanna use the elevator. If not, I can just stay on the floor and go back to the Sekimeiya. ... It's fine. We've spent a while investigating, and it's getting old. Let's just hurry the process up. If someone's hiding from us and we want to find them, we won't accomplish it if we stay together. The culprit has an elevator, stairs, and knowledge of the layout. Much like on this floor, they could easily make sure to avoid us. To speed it up and increase our chance of finding them, let's split into 2 groups. Weren't you against that earlier? I am fine with it depending on the groups. Ayla and Erina will take the elevator up to the 6th floor. As long as Atsuki and Shiroya don't go with them, it should be alright.
Why us?
To isolate the least suspicious people, of course. A problem with splitting up would be if someone could take advantage of it before we're able to thoroughly inspect this building. Kate, Akira, and I will start with floor 2 and progressively move up until we meet with you guys again. So he's like putting not suspicious people and suspicious people together, right?
He's putting not suspicious people in the elevator and the suspicious people in a group.
Oh. I don't know how to read, sorry. Okay. Is this a good idea? Any reason why it's a bad one? It's fine by me. But we don't have to do it like this. We could just use the elevator twice and simply take it to the second floor.
7.
I looked at
Agree.
everyone else, and their reactions indicated indifference towards Sari's arrangement. It was true that it increased our speed and chances of finding the culprit, and as long as Isla's whim was satisfied, she wouldn't complain. Alright, let's go. So I went up the stairs and shortly disappeared from my field of vision. Akiro and Kate followed him, and I held the door Kate had kept open till then.
Let's go 2. I love
no.
it. Yeah, Isla went in first, followed by her mother. After Shirei had entered, I boarded at last and closed the door behind us.
News break!
This is,
Oh, actually, that's not me.
this isn't a spacious elevator. I'm surprised it's supposed to support 4 people. In a cramped space, Shirei moved her finger up to the floor 6 button. Admittedly, she was right, since Isla didn't occupy the space of a grown-up and had ended up buried in the back. As soon as the button was pressed, the translucent secondary doors closed, as we began to slowly rise.
Rise Persona.
Exactly.
Rise, Phoenix!
The elevator didn't shake at all, so we only knew we were moving because of the screechy noise the rows above us were making.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so talented. I read only
He's
one
so
line.
big. Go 7.
They were a quiet few seconds, and since the doors to the other floors were fully opaque, they were also dim. Ironically, I felt a vague sense of claustrophobia for the first time since we had awakened. Okay,
He's
how
so
are you guys
talented.
doing? The
There's a
elevator's going up.
5-year kid here.
He's so talented.
Once the elevator slowed down and the secondary doors allowed us to leave, I opened the door that would lead us to an unknown place.
Okay, can we stop here?
Finally, no more Kate and Sai. Yeah, we can stop here. That's okay.
Yeah, we can stop here.
The game's about to get good finally.
Yeah,
Let's save the game.
there's 2 of my characters, bro. I'm living the dream. I get to talk now.
It is how it is. We have been playing for 5 hours already. It felt like 20 hours to me.
Really, yeah.
Anyway, I would ask you guys about stuff, but I'm going to be honest, like, nothing much happened this time. Well, obviously, Sai and Kate, like, went on fucking Street Fighter fights, but that was already happening, like,
Yeah.
whatever. So, we don't really have any new leads on who the culprit is actually yet. We just have more suspicion placed on everyone that we already knew would be the culprits or, like, related, I guess. That's it.
Okay,
Okay, what
Yep.
are we gonna do now?
Go to
die.
sleep.
Go to sleep? Why would we go to sleep? It's still 2 a.m.
Okay,
I'm
shut
gonna
up.
go to sleep.
Okay, Morgana.
Why Morgana? If I was Morgana, I'd make you guys sleep at like fucking 9 p.m.
No, no. Zenchi said we should go to sleep. He's
Oh, you're
literally
talking about
Morgana.
him, not me.
You guys aren't gonna go to sleep?
I
I'm not
probably
sure.
won't.
I am not sure.
I'll watch like funny YouTube videos until like 5 a.m.
I need to watch JoJo Part 6 or something.
Bruh. In Inferno's, this is like the one time you sleep after Zen.
Rare, yeah.
It is pretty funny.
Inferno, can you stop going to driver's school?
No.
When is the driver's school going to end?
When I get my driving license.
So never got it.
When is that?
Never.
Crazy. Because doing this shit at 2 a.m. is awful. You gotta do that like at worst, like start at 10 or 9 p.m. or something.
Yeah, I think that's like evening time is like perfect for this stuff.
Skill issue.
Like, otherwise, like, what the problem with this playthrough is that what usually ends up happening is we start at like fucking midnight, and by the time we actually start, we're already tired. So
Yeah.
like our brains cannot handle this game for more than like 1.5 hours, 1 hour, and we're progressing really slowly.
Yeah, but this time is also most advantageous for me because I know I'm not doing anything else.
Well, fuck you. You're now gonna wake up at 9 a.m. and play Sekimeiya with us at 9 a.m.
No.
No, I'm gonna be asleep at 9 a.m.
I'm gonna be asleep too. I'm just joking. I wake up at like 4 p.m., dude. It's crazy.
I wake up
That's
at 9.
that's not healthy.
It's not.
I wake up at 9. I do like dailies and I study and then I eat food and then I'm free for the rest of the day.
You know how like functions then? I have like smaller sleep through the day, so I sleep at like 6 a.m., wake up at noon, so it's like 6 hours of sleep, which is not enough for my body, obviously. So I like hang out, then do nothing until like 2 p.m. for like 2 hours. And well, like once I eat my breakfast and stuff, and like all that stuff happens at 2 a.m., I sleep for another extra 2 hours until 4 p.m. And then I just like do nothing until 5 p.m. and I sleep at 5 p.m. again and wake up at 6 p.m. Very reasonable sleep schedule, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. Man. When are we playing Mob Love?
What?
I hate Mob Love.
I love Mob Love. Best thing ever. We're playing Mob Love
Hey,
and Euphoria at the same time.
hey, Zen.
Yes.
After we finish Sekimeiya, would you be interested to play Trauma Center?
Oh, I know that game. Like, I know the name. You're like
Yeah.
a
Oh,
doctor.
he knows now. Now he knows.
No, I didn't play the game. I just know like the name of the game.
Do
I
you
don't
know
know.
what
Oh.
it's about?
There's doctors.
Yeah, I mean
No,
that's pretty
you
much it.
don't.
I
There's
mean he is
doctors, yeah.
right.
There's doctors and like the main characters is a descendant from Asclepius and that's it.
Wait, it's made
Okay.
by Atlas.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
made by Atlas.
It's
It needs
not a
to have some.
JRPG though.
Yeah,
It's like their first game ever, I think, right?
it's like one of the only games that's not a JRPG. It's actually like a
Actually, it's not their first game ever. What the fuck am I talking about? They existed in
Yeah,
like
that's
fucking 1147. Bro, Jesus Christ was playing their first Persona game. What am I on about? They're very old. They're a very old company.
Trauma Center New Blood is a simulation video game developed by Atlas for the Wii, the third entry in the Trauma Center series. The game was published in North America in 2017 by Atlas, and in other regions in 2018 by Atlas, Japan, and Nintendo. The story follows doctors Marcus Vaughan and Valerian Baylock, each holding a supernatural ability called Healing Touch, as they face a man-made parasitic virus called Stigma. Gameplay combines surgical stimulation with a story told as a visual novel, with operations controlled exclusively using the V remote and nunchuck.
Hmm. I did not read anything from that. Can you go again?
No,
what
I
matters
was not
what
listening.
what matters is that was not the first game.
Fair
that was
point.
not the first game. What is the first game? Trauma
It's
Center Under the
under the
Night.
knife. It should be the
Under
first game.
Night?
No, under
Under the
the knife.
Knife.
Under the Night. Man.
Trauma Center Under the Knife is a simulation video game developed by Atlas for the Nintendo DS, the debut entry in the Trauma Center series. It was published in Japan and North America by Atlas in 2005, by Nintendo in Europe in 2006, set in
No
a
one
near
cares. No one
future
cares. Go away.
set in a near future where medical science can cure previously incurable diseases. The world's population panics when a new man-made disease called guilt begins to spread. Dr. Derek Steeles, a surgeon possessing a mystical healing touch, works with a medical group called works with the medical group called that's the These Nuts joke, to find a cure to guilt. The gameplay combines surgery-based simulation relying on the DS's touchscreen controls with a story told as a visual novel.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
you know what?
and also got a remake on the Wii.
So
Hold on, you know what?
we're gonna play their games on Dolphin. Got it. Imagine buying Nintendo
I
games
have
couldn't be me.
Defending.
I have a Wii mode, so we can do it.
Uh, well, no, I'm talking. We can connect a Wiimote to the Dolphin emulator, right?
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny. I think you should stream it then. You like screen share the game to me, and then I'll like stream it. That's like what we did for the TGAA.
Yeah. What were you gonna say then?
No, that's the wrong video. Hold on.
Boo.
Look at this. Now that we're talking about doctors, look at this funny video.
Oh, I've seen that video.
Every episode of House MD ever. Oh man, I've seen that video more times than I'm willing to admit. It is pretty funny.
This is Lucci Trauma Center.
Do you guys reckon I should stop the stream?
Yes.
2 minutes episode.
Anyway, I'm gonna go do something. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go sleep.
Inferno. I have
Yes.
a question.
Yes.
Instead of the Sekimeiya tomorrow, do you want to play Pikmin with me and Seven?
Yo,
Tomorrow I'm not. It's not that I'm doing D&D, but I'm tomorrow. I want to play with. I want to play Borderlands with a few other people because I can't on Sunday. On Sunday is my father's birthday,
balls.
and I'm gonna have guests.
Okay.
So it's gonna be very loud in the house. That makes sense.
Yes, it's gonna be very loud, and I just cannot. I won't be able to play in general.
Imagine like some random relative you haven't seen in like 15 years suddenly enter your room, and then like you have to stop playing the funny video game and like just talk to them for like 20 minutes, and then they leave. That would be pretty funny. It happened to me once
Mm,
before. Childhood trauma.
Nah, nah.
Uh, yeah. So yeah, I can definitely understand and choosing to not game on Discord
It is what
on
it
that
is.
day. It is what it is. It's
It
okay,
is what it
Inferno.
is.
You only lose 24 hours of your lifespan. It's just only a waste of 24 hours. That's
Depending
all.
on
Only, only 24 hours.
Only 24 hours not wasted gaming.
and
Just
you
saying.
also lose Pikmin.
That is true.
Pikmin.
That's like 2,000 hours. Greater loss.
Yep. Yep. You'll just lost 2,000 Pikmin too.
Bro, you don't
Damn.
understand. I was Club Penguin and then a Rubber Ducky.
Exactly. Exactly, dude. I was Moyai. I was a Moyai.
It was crazy, dude. We changed forms like crazy.
Think about it, Inferno.
Think
Let
about
that sink in.
Inferno.
You could be a Moyai. You could be Kermit the Frog. You could be the Demi Fiend.
You could be Among
Who else
Us. There is Among Us.
could be Among Us? Yeah.
Okay, let
The
me.
Rubber Ducky is mine. You're not taking that one.
Okay, let me think about it.
Bowie. Hey, he left.
Olimar. Olimar.
Oh, he's back. Welcome back, Inferno.
Louis.
Louis. Inferno.
Yes.
Hi.
What do you want? Hello.
Hi. What is the Teen Titans Battle Blitz gameplay?
What?
It's the Teen Titans fighting game. It's like a flash game that doesn't work anymore, probably.
Okay, who cares?
Okay, what is the Blaze Blue fighting game video?
You Blaze Blue.
When is the Guilty Gear gameplay? When is the Guilty Gear night?
I don't know. Good question. I need to get better at Strive.
When is the not save Xrd? We're gonna play Xrd. I'm gonna get
I'm
one
not playing
counter.
X.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one counter hit off of my Slayer, and then I'm gonna do like a fucking 90% damage combo, and it's gonna be the funniest shit ever.
I'm not playing XR
Why not?
because I don't want to play XR. I want to play Strive.
What's wrong with Xrd?
Nothing. I just want to play Strive.
Yeah, you want to play bad games. Got it. Classic Sonic fan.
All the
Okay.
games I play are bad.
You
Oh,
guys,
yeah? Read him Wineko then. No.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be a bad visual novel.
Exactly. All visual novels are objectively bad, so you should read him Wineko.
you guys argue. I'm gonna go to bed. See
I'm
you.
also gonna go to bed.
I'm also gonna
Bye-bye.
go to bed. Actually, I'm not gonna go to bed. Never mind.
Bye bye.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Bye bye, Inferno. And now I'm all alone. We do a little bit of trolling.